Hey guys, I know it's been a long time since I've done a video, but I've been really busy and this is what I wanted to show, and this is my degree. Um, I haven't done any videos talking about my PTSD. Here it's horrible. Um, but I want to start doing more videos as far as focused towards the mental health and how that affects young African Americans. And the first thing I want to do is open my degree for you guys. I got this in October, I think the first or second week, and I kept saying I'm going to do a video, I'm going to do a video, and then I kept putting it off. So I wanted to open this with you because I wanted to share, because a lot of people that I've come across, that I met online, aren't able to get their degrees or finish school. And I'm going to end up talking a little bit about my education journey, and it was a journey. So here it is. And this moment right now is just kind of surreal for me. This is my first ever bachelor's, and it's been almost a 10-year, it's been an 8-year journey as far as getting this degree. And I believe these are my transcripts. If you open these aren't valid. And that's all that comes in this box. Well, envelope, sorry about that. Okay, so I started out school, well, I graduated from high school in 2004. I graduated a year early. I was a transfer and I had too many credits for the public school district in Philly, so I was able to graduate if I went to summer school. So I did that, and summer school in Philly is a different experience. It's not for everybody. So I was 16 when I graduated in 2004. I was 18 in 2006 when I started the process to go to Lincoln University. And this would have been my first time going away to school. I went there for freshman year, and this was also the same year my mom passed away. She passed away in January of 2006, and I went to Lincoln from 2006 to 2007. So I started there in August, and I think I came back home to Philly in May, which I never went back. I only did freshman year there. After that, I think I took a year off. I worked, and I was at the Philadelphia Zoo, and they have seasonal employment, so I was there for 2 summers. In between, I started at CCP, which is Community College of Philadelphia, and from 2008 to 2010 is when I was there, and I think I took either a couple of semesters off between 2008, 2009. So I ended up with 2 liberal arts associates from CCP, and one was in the general option, the other one was in humanities, because my advisor advised me to take some extra classes, and that's how I was able to get 2 different degrees. I like CCP because I like the campus environment. ironically, being at Lincoln, those were kind of the best grades I had over my college course. I think I ended there with like a 3.9 GPA, and this is freshman year, away from home. You would think there would be a million one distractions, but I guess that worked for me. It didn't work for everybody that was there. A lot of people I saw go home, and I almost went home because there was issues with financial aid and stuff like that. So in the end, it got straightened out for that year, but I didn't want to go through that again. And being so far away from home, well, it wasn't far, but it was crazy. It was a crazy way to get back to and from school. You had to get on this little transit bus called a scoop. Then you had to get on our regular transportation is called SEPTA. That's our bus system. So you had to take like hour and a half ride on the scoop. Then you had to take, and that was through Southern Chester County, so that was going towards Delaware, I believe. So then you would get on, I think, the 104, which went near Cheney, and that was like, I only did this ride once, and that was enough for me. No. So, okay. So you took that, you had to get home, and then from where we went, you ended up in Upper Darby at the transportation center, which then I had to get on one of our train systems called the L. So I would have to get the L, then a couple of buses, to get home, and it was a crazy ride. And I ended up missing my classes. I only wanted to go, I came home one weekend, and I ended up missing my Monday classes because it was just, if you miss the bus, you miss classes, So we ended up getting there like late that day, because I took one of my friends home. She's from Washington originally, but after she left Lincoln, she went to Virginia to go to school for her sophomore year. I don't know how long she stayed, but she ended up going back to Washington. But anyway, that was only for a weekend. She visited, and I liked campus life, but it wasn't something that I thought I needed. I thought I could, come back, work, go to school, and my grades suffered when I was doing that at CCP. I worked at a Payless. Well, I worked at Ashley Stewart, and then I worked at Payless after that. And for that year and a half, like my grades suffered. So the good thing about CCP is I was able to you can retake classes, and you have an amount of time to get your degree. So if you can retake those classes, they will take the higher grade. So that was that, and I finally graduated in 2010. So I was completely done by summer of 2010 at CCP. I started at Temple. That's September of 20. No. I started at Temple 2011 because because I saw I knew a couple of girls from CCP that were there, and it was a nice experience of being on a big campus, but at that time, that was when my PTSD started. So I would have to be picked up and dropped off because my panic attacks would be insane. I would go out and I wasn't able to, be near tall buildings. And, I didn't know at the time it was PTSD. And I think I wasn't diagnosed until maybe a whole year after that. So like 2012 was my official diagnosis, and at that point, my first panic attack was isolated. It was actually before I graduated it's actually before I graduated CCP. And I had a panic attack. I was trying to go to Walmart on the bus. I had my dog with me. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's in here somewhere. He's on the couch. And I didn't make it because I thought I was having an asthma attack. And I went to the ER at Pennsylvania Hospital. And basically, one of the medical students, he said, I don't want to freak you out, but I think you may have, at that time they said that I might have generalized anxiety disorder, which is also known as GAD. And I was okay. I was able to keep going back and forth and graduate that year. Okay, so fast forward to Temple. I had an event that triggered the PTSD. I'll talk about that in another video. But that event left me completely. I was an agoraphobic. I was not a functioning agoraphobic. I was in the house from July to September of 2011. The event that triggered me happened earlier that summer. So when September came, I had already enrolled in these, in Temple, and I had, financial aid, and so, I had to go. Well, I thought I had to go. I didn't know that I couldn't, I could not accept the financial aid because it was loans, and I think I got some grants and something like that. So, at the time, I had, I was in a relationship, and he would have to literally like push me out the door to get me to go to class. And my friend, she would actually have to go with me, drop me off, and the only reason why I was okay was because I knew I knew a girl that I went to school with at CCP. So it slowly but surely, even that was bad for me. My aunt would have to pick me up from school, and she wasn't there, or if I couldn't see her, if she wasn't answering the phone, I would start having just panic attacks. And at that time, I wasn't medicated. I don't even know if I was able to get if I had insurance to get my asthma medicine. So for me, it's extra scary because hyperventilating, it can cause you to have an asthma attack. So, I would try to wait, I would try to calm myself, and slowly I was not able to do the things that I used to do. I wasn't able to go out by myself because I needed help. I needed people to come with me. I needed people to, take me. And at that point, I was still able to be on cars. I was kind of, I would get nervous and panicky on buses. And it was, it was like symptoms of, it was claustrophobia, it was, agoraphobia, which is the fear of heights. I wasn't able to, I wasn't able to look at tall buildings. I wasn't able to even, and I still can't, I'm not able to, look up at the sky without getting panicky or dizzy. And all of this started, with the PTSD. So it's literally everything you could be afraid of, it gets magnified. So at one point, my aunt came to get me, and we took the train home, one of the subways, and the subway took a really long time in the tunnel, and that freaked me out. I had a really bad panic attack, and I haven't been on the subway since. I was able to do buses. I can do some, but a lot of them with twists and turns. It's very hard for me now. And so this was happening in 2011. So 2012 on, and this is now 2015 going into 2016. Okay, so from 2011 2012, I started trying to do online. I was hoping that I could finish my degree online at Temple, but their communications program did not. You couldn't do that with their communications program because it wasn't online, and it was really sad because I liked the campus. You know, they had the radio programs that you could do. You know, if you're a communications major, and it's such a good campus, and I was really sad that I couldn't, do what I thought, would be good, what my family would be proud of as regarding me. I felt like a failure because, it's the one thing, my mom wanted me to do before she passed away is to just go to school, get a degree. And, I felt like a failure for from when I started college up until then. And at that point, it was from 2006 to 2012. So that was like 6 years. So in 2014, long story short, Temple kicked me out of their degree program because, I wasn't able to complete it in the amount of time that, it would take me. So they just, they had to discontinue me out of their program. So from then on, I still am, I'm semi-functioning agoraphobic, and I also suffer from monophobia, which is the fear of being alone. It's taken a lot of work for me to be able to be alone during the day, and not being able to be alone at all at night, and that's hard. It would be hard for anybody. It was hard on my social life. I've lost friends, but I don't want to dwell on that. I'll talk all about that in another video. But so in 2013 and 2012, I was thinking about going to SNHU because one of my friends, he actually started at Southern New Hampshire University, SNHU, after he graduated from CCP. We were going to CCP together, and we met, and we had an acting class together. And, I was like it was a requirement, it was like a required elective. So, part of their liberal arts program. So, he wanted to actually go for creative writing. And at that point, I always knew I wanted to do communications. I've always wanted to do, write and just be a journalist, and, but I went through a process of wanting to do, English, being an English major or any, but I ended up looking at SNHU because I could continue my communication studies, my communications degree, and, transfer and do it completely online, which is what I loved. And my advisor and the admissions rep were just so supportive, as far as those. And I probably will do a video about my SNHU experience because I'm already at 20 minutes and I don't want to keep going back and forth and rambling. But the first time I talked to my admissions rep, her name is Julia, and I talked to her, I think in 2013, and I wasn't sure. I said, I'm not sure, I don't know if I can do this. I've been through school, and I don't know if I'm able to do this. And you know, I talked to her a year later, and she got me in. She got me in right there, and it was the summer session. It was the summer session of 2014, and I ended up going nonstop. I didn't take any breaks because of the way their sessions work. It's 1 8-week class, and I think I had to do about 50-ish or 60 credits in order to have my degree. And I was kind of sad because I didn't make honors. I had the grades, I had the grade point average, but I didn't have enough of university credits to finish. So, you know, maybe if I go back for a graduate degree, I will be able to do that. It's something I'm thinking about. I would like to go back, but at this point, I'm just more so focused on finding work, as more so as an agoraphobia, because I do know other people with PTSD who, you know, are functioning, who don't have agoraphobia or monophobia. So I don't want to use the PTSD as an excuse. So that's pretty much it. This is I officially graduated in October. Oh, it doesn't say? October of October 1st, 2015. So it literally took me 9 years to get my bachelor's degree, and the search for work has been hard. You know, I never stopped I never stopped looking for work after the last place I worked was Payless. So it wasn't like I never stopped looking for work, but I've never found it. I have been called for interviews, but the interviews have been far. They've been in different states, like Jersey, and places that I couldn't get to even without the agoraphobia. So, I just wanted to do this video in case anybody's wondering, you know, anybody else, especially with agoraphobia, they can't do it because they can't leave the house. You do have options, and you do have support. My professors, I missed my advisors, especially at SNHU, were the most supportive people throughout this whole academic journey, So for me, this is not the end. I would love to go back and get, a graduate degree, but I would love to see what kind of work I can get with this bachelor's degree, which I haven't had luck so far. But it's only been October, November. It's only been 3 months since I've officially graduated. Alright, that's it for now. I do plan on making videos about, my mental health journey, my mental health issues, and the type of support I've gotten since then, which has been a rocky road, and explain all of that in another video.